What are we going to chat about?
Should we chat about what's been happening? The fact that we've been...
Yes.
Yeah?
Where have we been?
So, I don't know if you lot out there notice, but it's been a bit patchy recently.
Yes.
We've been relying on our back catalogue, not back catalogue, our stores of stuff, because there's been quite a lot going on. I think you have a quite difficult time around the beginning of the new academic year, don't you?
Yeah.
So Kev was blottoed, and I have been going on a holiday. Went to Ireland and got engaged.
Dun-dun.
So there's been lots of sort of running around trying to find venues and stuff like that, which we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what's been going on.
So what kind of thing are you looking at?
So we booked the venue. Yeah, it's a stately home in Ledbury, and we had a bit of a nightmare yesterday. Almost, whoa. We looked at a few. Yeah. What we want, I'll tell you what, getting married is an expensive game, Kev. It's it's unbelievably expensive. Like when you look at, because you look at all these venues and you think, oh, that's a chunk of change, that is. But
that's
you know,
that bit of the whole
and then
adventure.
And then I'll put it in a sort of spreadsheet to budget it all up, and you're like, that's only a third of the cost. It's like, once you've fed people, then you know. So there's been a lot of that going on, finding our feet, and we've settled on this venue. We like this venue because it's a nice area. They don't charge a corkage, because you know, you go some of these venues, you think, well, it's all right, we'll supply our own wine. We don't want to pay £30 a bottle.
Yeah. As long as you can bring your own, there's no problem.
So, oh yeah, you can bring your own, but we'll charge you, £20 a bottle corkage. You know, what's corkage? Just storing it for you.
Store it under the table.
Store it and taking the cork out when someone
bag.
wants it. You're like, oh. So this place doesn't charge corkage because we find that particularly offensive. There's rooms there, so anyone who not anyone. There's a limited amount of rooms, but
everyone's decided they're staying. Sorry.
People can say we've got it for the weekend. So a lot of the quotes we're getting in for one day, which is like, all right. There's one we went to, in Redditch actually, and we went through the quote and all that. They wanted us to use their bar with ridiculously priced cocktails for the evening, which is okay. They wanted us to say we had to book out the whole hotel, all the rooms, at quite an expensive rate, really. I mean, it's quite an old building, so the rooms have character, but they're not particularly nice.
Right.
But they were charging like they were really nice.
Yeah.
And we had to pay for all the rooms and then recover the money from the guests, which we didn't like. And they said we had to check out by 10:30 the next morning. And you've just had a massive wedding. You've got to run around picking the, and you want to have your breakfast with everyone and talk about the night before and stuff like. So there was a lot of that going on. So this place, you get it for the weekend. You can turn up on Friday, and you've got to be out Sunday mid afternoon.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
so
brilliant. You don't have to worry then.
That works. I mean, it is quite far away, but there you go. So now we're looking at, and they don't mind which caterer you use. Quite often you go there, they stipulate which caterer you use, so you think, well, there's a bit of a kickback here because they're charging stupid amount of money per head for catering. And so it seemed flexible, yet it seemed really, really, really nice. And we went there last Sunday. We visited two places last Sunday, and we went to the first place, which was a vineyard actually, and it was really nice. They had this barn, which was converted as like an 18th century barn or something like that. And they had the vineyard. They had their own wine, really, really nice wine. And there's a church through the vineyard, so you can walk through the vineyard to the church for the service, walk back. They had a little cottage there for the bride to stay in the night before, and they're licensed for civil ceremonies and all that. And we came away and we thought, wow, I think we found it.
Brilliant.
We found the place. And then we went to this other place. We were running a little bit late, and I almost thought, oh, should we phone Ed and just cancel? Because we got there and it just blew us away. So we came away from there. We're like, okay, don't know what to say. Let's put it into a spreadsheet. Let's see how much it costs. and we were waiting for the vineyard to get back to us on some costing. And we said, well, should we just go ahead and book it? But we didn't. We thought, well, we should at least wait for them to get back to us before committing. So we ended up chasing those. They didn't get back to us till Thursday night. Put it in. The actual difference in price was like, yeah, there's a difference, but again, you're only there for the night, and it's not everyone's on site, or there's not room for people on site. They'd be booking bed and breakfast around. So we thought, okay, we'll go with this other place. Emailed them, is it available still? Because they were pretty booked through the summer. We had to change the week that we were going to have our wedding by 1 week, because the week we wanted wasn't available. But it was. They said, yeah, it's still available. And we said, right, can you take this as a writing that we want to reserve it? Tell us how much the deposit is. Confirm how much the deposit is. And she said, I'll forward you on to my son, because this is like a family-run thing, who deals with the business side of things. And he wrote back about 1 o'clock in the afternoon saying, oh, I'm very, very sorry, but my mother, I have actually reserved this date for another couple. And before my mother didn't know about it before she confirmed to you it was happening. And we'd told everyone. Oh. We'd been on the WhatsApp because we were really excited. Yeah. We told all the other venues, thanks for your offer. It looks great, but I'm sorry, we're going to go with someone else.
That's terrible, isn't it?
And we phoned the registry office to make sure that was available if the church wasn't available, so we knew we could have a service there.
Well, I mean, actually, it's a good because that means it's really disorganised.
Wow. So the thing was, when we went to visit, the thing that really impressed me was the attention to detail. Everything was like, yeah, you've really thought about this. Even to a point where there was like it's got a house on I think they call it the coach house, and you go down the side of the house to get it. And she said, oh, don't worry. He goes, at night, these are all on sensors, these lights, and then they sort of light up as you walk down, sort of thing. I thought, yeah, that's good thinking. That's obviously they've had, they've been doing it for a while, so then they've ironed out all the things. It was just, and the woman was incredibly posh, but she was really, really charming with it. She was really, really, really nice, and they seem to have these values about the way it should be run, and they seem to put it into the business and actually, represented them really well. And we were just like, okay, these guys are really, really, really organised. So he sent me that email, and I was like, Sarah was at the shop, and I was like, I was angry, because I thought, I'm going to tell her she's going to be absolutely distraught, because we've got it in our heads now. We've started planning the day in our heads. We even had a list of all the rooms that people might want, might want to book and stuff like that. And it was just there now. So it was like, oh God, I went back to him and I said, look, we're talking tears now. I said, we've contacted people. They've started booking holiday already. This is really, really bad. You've got to confirm, please confirm that you're not getting confused with that this is, you're not talking about the same couple, because, what really impressed me was your attention to detail. And I can't imagine that this kind of mistake happens at your. And, I think they took that to heart. Like, anyway, so they come back. Look, we got
quite right. That's really, really bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they came back and with some other dates in August and May. Well, May's too close, really. I mean, it'd be a real push to get it sorted in May. August is the worst month for Sarah, because the first Wednesday in the month, if you're in the UK, be a bit careful about going to hospital, because all the doctors change around.
So she won't know where.
She won't know. Yeah. She doesn't know where. She doesn't know what her rota's going to be. Yeah. And not only that, it makes it difficult organising anything, because you don't find out till late May, early June, actually where you're going to be. So you can't. There's no one you can email to say, oh, by the way, make sure I'm on a rota, which means I can take these 2 weeks holidays or this week's holiday. It's just a complete. It can be a bit of a lottery, basically.
Yeah. Whether
you can actually plan anything like that. So we looked on a rota, and the dates he gave were all in the new year, but Sarah queried it on WhatsApp to a friend, sort of like, oh, what's the day we all, and it came back a different date than we had expected. And what it was, on our rota, they'd only put 30 days in July, which made the Wednesday look like the previous Wednesday before.
Right.
So actually, the first date, which is the 3rd of August, is the Saturday before she swaps over. So we can take that, but it just means we've no idea what we can do with a honeymoon if we're going to have a honeymoon.
Yeah,
we would. I mean, to do the previous date, we were going to have a mini moon because there's a wedding we've got to go to the week after. So there was only a week between the two. So we thought, okay, well, we'll take a mini moon. But we wanted actually to do it the week before, but it wasn't available, which meant we could have gone on a good honeymoon and then gone to the wedding. But there we go. So yeah, yesterday it was a bit stressful. Like we thought, oh man, because I started looking at other venues again, because in that short period of time that we committed to that venue, the vineyard had just gone completely off the radar. It just didn't feel big enough. We couldn't.
Right.
We were excited about having everyone there, helping out. Set up the wedding a little bit, being there for the wedding, and then sticking around for breakfast the following morning and chatting about it. We were really excited about it, and just thought we wouldn't be able to do that at the vineyard, and it wasn't possible. So yeah, there was like a couple of hours where we were like, oh god, this is ridiculous. This is not what are we going to do. The thought of looking at other venues wasn't happening. But we booked the 3rd of August now. We've just got to make sure. The only thing we've got to check is that the church is available. If it's not, then there's a registrar available. Fingers crossed. It sounds to me like one of the others going to be available.
Yeah, I mean, you need to do it soon though.
Yeah. Well, I've left a message on the church answer phone, and I'll call the registrar on Monday. We'll find. We'll sort it out on Monday whether that's. If not, I don't know. I'll have to talk to them whether they're happy with it, but we may be able to, because sometimes if you have like a celebrant for a humanist wedding, what you do is you go get married at the registry office in the week,
right,
and then you have the celebrant on the actual day.
Right, yeah. But
I don't know whether Sarah would be happy with that, and I don't know if the venue would be happy with that. I can't see why they would have a problem. They seem quite flexible. They seem quite flexible on things. Anyway, so yeah, that's all going. So the question I got, Kev, is...
Can I make the 3rd of...
Yeah, can you make the 3rd of August?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, it is in the some holiday, so it should be all right.
Yeah.
And the question is, do you want to... It sounds like Vin wants to come the night before, Friday. The rooms are expensive. There's no way around it. I'm not going to lie to you. But it depends. We don't want anyone to do anything they don't want to do, or I don't, anyway, from my side.
Yeah.
So you can come the night before, and we're going to have a meal the night before with everyone. Don't know where yet, don't know when. You can come on the Saturday for the thing, and then stay over Saturday night, so you can be up quite late. You haven't got to worry about getting all the way back to Redditch. Or you can just come the Saturday, come for the service, come for the meal, hang around for a little bit, and then bugger off. It's up to you, really.
That's what in most wedding situations. That's what we would do.
You would just.
But where is it?
Ledbury.
What's it in Ledbury?
It's an hour away from Redditch, basically.
Leave that with me.
Yeah.
Because it involves actual party, effectively.
The way I'm doing, Tom's my best man because he's his brother. I've asked Vinny if he'd be like an usher. I've asked Pat if he'll be an usher. I'm going to ask another person if they're going to be an usher. I don't want to do that on camera, sort of thing. But Pat's not going to wear a suit. Yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's really true. Pat and Tom are sort of involved with the stag do. Tom's going to wear a suit. The other guy, I'll ask if he wants to wear a suit, and we'll hire suits together. The question is, do you want to be an usher? And if you want to be if you're going to be an usher, and it doesn't commit you to staying the night before or staying that night or anything like that.
What do I have to do?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Generally,
Sing the ring round.
In normal life, it's just you show people to their seats in the church, and you help the best man out if he needs anything doing.
Because if I've got something to do.
Yeah. But if you're an usher, do you want a suit? The thing is, I want to get you in a suit, Kev.
I wear suits, and whether it would be a good enough suit, we'd have to wear matching suits or something.
Yeah, we'll go and hire some suits basically for the wedding, so we'll all be matching. Yeah,
that's not a problem.
You're right. Yeah. So on the day, I don't know what it is. Basically, if there's something we're struggling with and we think, you might be able to help out, it might be that. It might even be, because I'm not even sure if mum and dad are going to stay. So it might be. I ask you to drop mum and dad home or something like that if you're going home on the Saturday. Yeah,
that's good. That gives me something to do as well. That's good.
Yeah. But it does commit you to come into the stag do. So we're going to Hooters, yeah.
Right.
No, we're not doing that.
Not as bad as Legs 11 or something.
Pat suggested we do a parachute jump.
Dun, dun. See, I would love something like that, except for the landing. And I know that's kind of obvious, but I would really enjoy the fall, the skydiving or whatever.
The free fall. But we've actually looked into it, and it's quite expensive.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't think it's a goer really. It depends, But it's something like, I don't think it's going to be a normal stag do. I don't think we're going to go out and get absolutely hammered.
We're all too old for that.
Well, it's just a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to
think something we can do that we actually enjoy.
Remember it,
rather than it's the thing that we do because other people do it.
Yeah. Also, what I want at the wedding, whether we can do it or not, is we're going to have a disco, and you know how I feel about discos. I know how you feel about discos.
You have to do the first dance.
I'll do the first dance. Okay. I don't mind doing that. But I'm not a big fan. So I want something alternative that people can do who are not into discos. So there'll be another room with something set up. So we went to another wedding, a wedding a couple of years ago.
Dominoes.
And they had they had gambling tables. You could play pontoon and stuff like that, and they had dealers and that.
That's a great idea.
It is, but I don't know how many people that are there, because it's not going to be
a spectacular waste of money.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not going to be it's not going to be a massive wedding. I actually thought if I could get hold of some classic arcade games, like Pac-Man and that,
you can hire them. They'll be main machines. They wouldn't be.
Yeah, well, that's what I was looking for main machines that we could hire. You could have like a little arcade.
Yeah, you can hire them. You can.
It would be wicked to have Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 and have like Pac-Man
and Space Invaders and stuff like that. I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah,
in the library.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So I might ask you to look into that or something like that. Just what are the feasibilities of it and stuff like that.
That will be at the reception.
So yeah, the house, big house. Yeah. You don't get access to all the house actually, but you have access to the main rooms. So there's as you go in, there's a panelled room on the left, they call it, which is like a big room, which is where the disco will end up going.
Yeah.
And you probably do the food in there. And then there's another but it's actually a bigger room than that.
Right.
I don't know what we'll use that for.
For lads something.
Yeah. If it's raining and we're doing a civil ceremony, it'll probably be in one of those rooms. And then there's a library which is really nice. It's sort of like they call it. There's only one wall with books on it, but it's really there's comfortable sofas in there and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And when we went there was like a fire on the go. It was really comfortable and really nice. So I'm thinking maybe in the library we could have something in there.
Yeah.
Because she said people tend to use it as a chill out room.
Right.
Because not everyone wants to be discoing it all the time. Yeah. And if you do stay over, you don't have to stay at the house, because I understand it is expensive. There's like a Premier Inn.
Oh, like Premier Inn?
Yeah, we're going to block book a Premier Inn.
They're really nice. No, actually, I know it's bizarre, but they're really nice.
No, they're all right.
Much nicer than the Travelodge, which is the Minging one.
Yeah. We're going to block book a load of rooms in the once we've assessed what people are doing, we'll block book some rooms in the Premier Inn, and we'll give you a code, and it means you just phone up and you pay, and you're part of that party then, sort of thing. I'm not even sure you might get a discount on that. So yeah, there's a couple of options on that front. The only thing is, Kev, we don't know what we're doing with kids at the moment. I don't think.
Yeah, that will be the thing. I don't know. Overnight babysitters is difficult.
Yeah.
Daytime babysitters, it shouldn't. It's getting more of a problem, to be honest. But it shouldn't be a problem.
We've got to make a decision on that because.
Well, my argument will be that we only need one child looked after, really. The other two are looking after themselves.
Kids is difficult, and we've got to find something for Bobbin because they won't let pets there. So
send it to a kennel thing.
Bobbin does not go in kennels.
Oh,
she's never been in a kennel in her life apart from when she was born.
Oh.
So
I see.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky because everyone we know is sort of probably come in. Mum suggested one of the neighbours, but I don't know if they're. I don't know if they're overnight.
Who's not coming?
Well, we'll put the invites out, I suppose, and see what people say.
Yeah, but then again, if someone we can't make it, we're doing a thing. Can you have a dog? Yeah.
So yeah, I've asked Vinny if we used to ring the bells at the church when we were kids. I've asked him if he wants to. If we get the church, I'm going to ask him if he can ring one of the bells on the morning.
Excellent.
That would be quite cool, I think. So yeah. So that's what's happening, and obviously it's distracted us a little bit from the videos.
Yeah, we'll continue to do so.
Yeah, probably will do a little bit, but I think we've needed a break, haven't we?
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
it's been a bit.
Although the reviews we've just done are terrible.
It's going to take
we'll get back on it. It's fine.
Yeah, we just got to get back into it, really.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube's hard.
It's hard work, man.
It's a relentless slog.
Every day YouTubing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and